All right, and then the folks are joining. If anyone does join during your presentation, we will manage it in the back.
Okay.
So you don't have to like pause or
Okay.
click anything. There may be a small lag because it
Yeah.
takes a few seconds,
That's
but
okay.
we got it. So with that said, with us recording, welcome everyone. It's good to see familiar faces in here for one of our end of year presentations. We will be hearing from Mackenzie, who will be guiding us through her 25-26 academic year, talking to us about the things it entailed. So without further ado, take it away, Mackenzie.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Mackenzie Vargas. I am a second year top scholar, and this is my end of year presentation for the year of 2025 through 2026. How do I go through this? Oh, so just for like the schedule, we're gonna talk about my summer, kind of recap what I did, go through the three pillars: knowledge, leadership, service, talk about some lessons learned, go through some fun stuff that I did, and then of course upcoming goals that I have for next year. So to begin, in the summer, I spent 10 weeks in Prague, Czech Republic, studying abroad. I took two classes. I studied Calculus 3 for my major, and then I also got to study an anthropology course called Czech Food and Brewing Culture. And this was a really interesting opportunity for me because I had always been interested in anthropology, and this was kind of an avenue for me to explore that. And it was very rewarding, but I can talk about that a little bit on the next slide. In the 10 weeks, I was able to travel to 6 different countries: Germany, Poland, Hungary, Austria, Slovakia, and of course, I also explored all corners of the Czech Republic as well. I also developed a deeper passion for food given the anthropology course. If you know me, you know I'm a foodie, so kind of getting to blend that with the academic side was very interesting for me. And then I also started hiking. This is a photo of me in Addersbach, which is a park right on the border of the Czech Republic and Poland. They have a lot of rock formations. It was really, really beautiful. And then, of course, I also learned a lot about rest. In Europe, the culture is kind of you work to live instead of live to work. So I was really able to kind of sit in this and learn this. And, I'm always overachieving. So I was kind of able to live in the moment and not learn that it's okay to not have plans 25/8. So here's some photos. So mostly on the left side, you can see these are photos from my food class. So my favorite dish is fichkova. It's topped with cranberry. It's like a very cheesy dish. I miss it every day. I'm not gonna lie. And then this is goulash here. This is a photo of me and some of my classmates eating next to our professor, and she actually introduced us into mixed beer. And mixed beer is beer culture. First of all, is very important in the Czech Republic. It's very like always you eat it with every meal. It's kind of, and I could talk along why it's as to why it's so important. But mixed beer is kind of like a local specialty where you mix your light beer on the bottom and then your dark beer on the top. And of course, the check to know that your beer is good is you have 3 fingers of foam, which is kind of interesting because in the United States, we don't like foam on our beer, I'm pretty sure. But, anyways, also, the best chicken sandwich I've ever had it's not a Chick-fil-A, it's not the United States. It is at this place right across from my apartment. This is the last time I ever had that sandwich, and I'm very sad. I think about it every day. Here are some pictures of me hiking. This was me in Germany. This is in Utterspach, which, as you can see, the rock formations there. That's me in front of the Prague Castle, which is very, very beautiful. Some of my friends, we got to learn how to make schnitzel and nidleki, which is kind of like these dumplings here, but there's a sweeter version. We kind of were able to fill it with poppy seeds and stuff, which was really cool. And then at the top, that's me and my friend Keegan. We went to Germany to see Kendrick Lamar and SZA on the 4th of July. So that's us kind of like geeking out at the craziness of the whole situation. And then something that I had promised myself and my dad is a few years prior to studying abroad, before I ever knew I was going to study in Prague, my dad sent me the most beautiful library in the world, is the Clementine Library. And when I found out that I was going to be studying abroad in Prague, I told him, okay, I have to go see it for you and for me. And so this is the most amazing library in the whole world. It's absolutely stunning. The photo doesn't do it justice, but it has works of Kepler. It has a lot of famous philosophers in it. So that was a really awesome experience. It kind of like full circle for me to be able to fulfill that without even knowing that I had that on my plan. So, moving into knowledge, taking my food anthropology course really inspired me to continue my passion for cooking. So, I took a cooking class with Professor Abdo with the Honors College, and my classmates and I were able to publish a cultural cookbook, which was really interesting. I also published my first paper with AIAA, where I was able to start my first research campaign, made my own model, promoted my testing campaign, built everything from scratch. That's the model in the wind tunnel there. I also was able to start my minor in astronomy and astrophysics, which was really interesting. And then I completed my pilot's license, ground school training. So my next steps for me is to study for my exam, get my permit, and then of course start my in-person flight hours. So here's some photos of me at Rice University presenting. We also won first place, and I can talk a little bit about that later. And then this is me at the ELF presenting on my pilot's license and on my study abroad in the same day. So that was really cool. Moving on to leadership, for those of you that don't know, Engineers Without Borders is a student-run nonprofit organization where our team at UTSA is building a water well for about 3,000 villagers in Biagnimi, Cameroon, who don't have access to clean water. And I've had the pleasure to be the executive treasurer. So, of course, this means coordinate all finances and stuff, but more importantly, it means I get to be in charge of all the fundraising for the project because we're raising this money so that way the villagers don't have to pay for it out of their own pocket, which is really good. So I've been in charge of raising about like $40,000. It's been kind of stressful, but it's been really fun to be able to blend engaged in an engineering organization, but connecting it back to the service and connecting it back to the community. So that's been very rewarding for me. This is me, photos of me and my financial coordinators were kind of like the fundraising board. Wouldn't be able to do it without them. And then also in selection, I was able to lead 3 subcommittees this year, which was very rewarding. I loved connecting with all the top scholars, and I really hope to continue to kind of hold that leadership, or I aspire to hold that leadership in the next future years as well. Moving on to service, big and little has been a really big part of my life this year, but I will talk about that in the next slide. Our cohort service project, I was able to help Julie and our cohort in like getting books for the university health drive that she's been hosting. And then I've also loved to volunteer with Corazon Ministries. I love that Top Scholar has really leaned into volunteering with them. I think they're a great organization. I've always had a passion for working with the homeless as well. So these are some photos of us here, kind of, giving food, creating med kits. We also, this year for Day of Service, we were able to like detail their cars for them. Of course, Engineers Without Borders has been a big part of service for me as well. And I'm also trying to be more active in my community outside of Top Scholar and outside of EWB. So this is a photo of me with Michael and Jazz at the International Day Women's March rehearsal. Unfortunately, I wasn't actually able to attend the march, but my heart is there, and I really want to continue to do that next year. So moving on to big and little, Zaina, Zach, and I, we call ourselves the lineage, and this has been absolutely just amazing, a very rewarding experience, coming into Top Scholar, like all the older scholars really created a home for me and made me feel very welcomed. And of course, Zaina has been there with me through everything. So really being able to foster that with the freshmen now and with Zach specifically has been very rewarding. I love being there for him, as a friend, but also like academically, professionally. And here's some photos. Like they're also sharing their culture with me. Zach took us to the Lebanese Food Festival, which was really fun. This is us at selection. We got to see Dom Dalla on Halloween, which was really awesome as well. So I've loved it, and I can't wait to see like what little Zach gets next year and kind of like continue our lineage and expand it. So some lessons learned. A big one this year, I've learned that it's okay to not have a plan. Um, Especially like in this spring semester and with the fall, I've been consistently applying to summer internships and nothing was really landing. And there was a good like 2 to 3 months where I kind of had to sit in not having a plan for the summer, and it was very uncomfortable and I really didn't like it. But I learned the world doesn't end. You still go, you still push, and it all worked out in the end, luckily. And this was kind of me like this is my cousin, super overwhelmed and overstimulated during Christmas. And like, this was me applying to internships. I was like, I'm so nervous. I don't know what the next step is. And also, like, I had to learn how to face rejection. I applied to many, many internships and I didn't get any of them. For example, this was me. I was in an interview for a startup in LA, and they had asked me on the spot to 3D design a bike. This was the bike I 3D designed. And safe to say, I did not get the internship, okay? But you know what? The rejection is good. The process is good. I was able to take a lot from that and learn from it. I also learned, it's important to prioritize spending time with loved ones and my friends and putting effort into things that are fulfilling and things that make me happy outside of academics. For example, I got to take a Turkish lamp making class with my mom this year, which was really, really fun. I was able to like put the mosaic tiles together and also kind of like learn a little bit about a different culture as well. And I don't know if you guys saw the Bad Bunny halftime show. What very significant. Let me get to it. So my grandma, Mita, she had sent me a picture of her like having a blast. She had her little wheat hat on. She took a picture and she sent it to me and said, "Be proud of yourself and be proud of your culture." And that really stuck with me this past semester. in the sense of like it's important to celebrate the milestones that I've learned and how far I've come, especially from last year. I feel like I've grown a lot academically and professionally, so it's important to celebrate how far you've come and your plans for the future as well. So moving on to some fun things. Of course, I've been spending time with a lot of my friends. I've gotten to travel to different places like within Texas. So I went to Houston. The lab actually surprised me at the NASA museum, which was really fun. Went to Corpus. I've been to Austin. This was me. I went to my first drag brunch ever, and it was an absolute blast. And just been spending time with family. It's been really rewarding as well. So some future plans slash goals that I have, I'm proud to announce that I will be spending the summer at NASA in Virginia for 10 weeks continuing my hypersonics research. I also some goals that I have is to prioritize my health next year. I feel like this year I've really focused on my mental health and, overcoming my anxiety and stuff, but I really want to focus on my physical health, eating right, exercising. I also have another research project planned in the fall. So we did win first place at the AAA conference, so that gave us the opportunity to present again at SciTech, which is a national conference in January. So we are hoping to have another paper published to kind of expand the research that we were doing. I also will be promoted to the Vice President Internal of Engineers Without Borders, which is really awesome because I get to kind of really hone into the fundraising aspect. So continue planning the fundraisers, but also my goal for that is to kind of culminate community amongst the members and kind of like create friends and create a good safe space for all of us. And then also I want to get back into dance. I've taken quite a while break since last year, and I'm kind of ready. I think I'm ready to kind of face that challenge again and maybe try a new style of dance. So who knows? And yeah, so thank you guys so much. I really do want to say thank you to Top Scholar, um, George, Miss Foster, and Miss Meyer. Like, I would not be the person that I am without you guys, and without all the opportunities you guys have given me. And of course, my parents, my family, my Top Scholar friends. So I just want to say thank you guys for everything. And yes, that is my presentation. Thank you guys.
Fantastic. I love the emphasis that you place on service and on knowledge, and I love how you weave it together because it transcends borders, right? In a very literal sense. But that's just the ideal of what we want our students to get out of this program, out of this experience. So job well done. Seems like you had a very eventful year, and it's also not lost on me just how big of a help you were during selection. So job well done.
Thank you.
I'll go next. It was really wonderful getting to know you a lot better this year. I feel like we worked a lot more
I agree.
closely, and it's so exciting the things you're doing and what you're gonna get to do, and yeah, and especially your time abroad. I'm looking at the photos. I kind of do lunch with bread dumplings like that. My favorite.
So good, so good. I think about it every day.
So I just think it's going to be fun to see where you go next.
Thank you.
It doesn't surprise me that you're going all the time because I met you first at your high school certificate presentation and you were running out from there to the airport with your whole family. So I know that you're always running from one place to another, but you're doing a great job. You're getting a lot of experience in different places, which is a wonderful thing. Good job.
Thank you. Do you guys have any questions or anything? Oh, yes, Zach.
We are very proud of you for being such an amazing mentor. You've definitely put a lot of the things that you've learned onto me, and I'm very excited to take that with me. I speak for the lineage when we say you're an amazing part of it, and you've definitely been very helpful. So we are very proud of you and your accomplishments.
Thank you. Thank you. Michael.
Yes, it's been wonderful to be your friend these last couple of years that you've been part of Top Scholar, but also it was such a joy to get to work with you in a more professional organizing capacity.
Yes.
The selection
process.
Yes, you were such an incredible help. And you're just such an amazing person. It's crazy to hear about all of the things that you were doing while we were like organizing.
It was a crazy time.
I don't know how you make so many hours in the day. I think that's incredible. I hope you remember to keep taking time for yourself and take time to rest.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Your little sweet boy.
Yes, thank you. Yes, Jazz.
Kenzie, I just want to say you are such a bundle of energy and joy, and I love spending time with you because I just know that I'm gonna laugh so hard. And I think you might easily be one of the funniest people that I know. But I don't know how your brain just makes connections so quickly, and I feel like I take in so much of your vocabulary. But I think it just speaks to like every part of you. I feel like people take in your knowledge and your compassion and your empathy, and seriously, you are just so awesome. And I think something that I really admire about you is your leadership skills. I really like working with you during selection because I saw like you always taking initiative and always taking on projects, even when nobody asked or nobody really like had a plan for how to do things. You always said, okay, well, what about this? What if we try this? So I just cannot wait to see how your leadership will continue to flourish across these years and to see all the amazing things that you will continue to do.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, yes, Anna.
So I remember the first time I spoke to you during your selection, I knew immediately we were gonna get it. Like there's
Oh my gosh.
because you have such a bright personality and your passion for every single thing that you do just pours out of you.
Mhm.
And I'm very biased about this, but TSSM has been my baby this semester. And the moment that you texted me like considering joining, I was like, she would be so good. She genuinely like you lead with charisma and people want to listen to what you have to say because you have such a good energy about everything and you care so much about the people around you and about this program. And I genuinely have zero doubts that whatever, whether it be designing another 3D bike, more like a bike in the
Oh gosh.
or being the best cat mom to Ilya, like you will go so far in everything that you do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh yes.
I can definitely speak to that. Anytime Kenzie says something, I'm like, yes. Kenzie, I've really enjoyed getting to know you this year. You were really there for me when I needed it, when I was struggling, and I really appreciate that. You're genuinely one of the sweetest people I've ever met, and I can't wait to see everything you do and be there along the way.
Thank you.
We also have some messages coming in on the chat if you'd like to take a glance at.
Yes. Oh, Jessica said, yay, Kenzie, awesome presentation. Oh, okay. Zayna said, I'm so proud of you, Kenzie. You're the kindest mentor and friend, and you do so much to celebrate the Top Scholar community. I remember how much effort you put into welcoming the freshmen and how intentional you are about caring for people and bringing us all along in your journey. I love you so dearly, and I'm excited to see what's next. You've accomplished so much this year. Also raising 40K on top of publishing a paper. Wow. Thank you, Zayna, so much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Right, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon to hear from Kenzie. I think that was
Thank you guys.
Jose. Jose has a hello, Kenzie. I'm so sorry I was not able to make it in person, but I'm so proud of you and all the things you've been able to accomplish in your short time here. For me, it's like I see you everywhere, whether it be winning an award in AIAA or with your student orgs. Excited to see what's next for you. You are going to go far, and I can't wait to hear next year what you accomplish at NASA this summer. So
Thank you, Jose.
fantastic. Thank you, Jose. All right. Well, this concludes Mackenzie's presentation. Thank you all for joining us, and our presentations will pick back up again tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.